Hello and welcome to whathifi.com. We're sitting here in Las Vegas at the Venetian Hotel for the CES show 2011. The show starts properly tomorrow, but today was the long day of big press conferences where all the major consumer electronics manufacturers announced their new strategies and new directions and products for 2011. And there's been a lot of things that we kind of expected, a lot of deepening and broadening of strategies from last year. There's more networked, connected products, more video on demand and content partnerships, and particularly more and better, they say, 3D. So that's been the real big thing. 3D's the big news still, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, I think what's quite interesting this year with 3D is a number of manufacturers announcing smaller televisions in 3D, which is going to be very interesting. I mean, we've long suspected that actually once you get down to 42, 40 inches, maybe below that, you wonder how effective that's going to be. It's going to be really, really interesting when those come through later this year to find out if it is a good idea. I mean, Panasonic, one of the companies announcing smaller 3D TVs, seems to be suggesting that those are aimed towards the gaming market. And you think that maybe that might work.
It's possible. I mean, LG announced smaller 3D screens as well, down to 32 inches, but they made no mention of it being a specific target or anything like that. We're just offering some smaller 3D TVs.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Mind you, LG have kind of gone their own way today a little bit anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
They're adamant that passive 3D is the way to go. They think that that's what consumers actually are more comfortable with and would prefer, and so that's where they're going to make their emphasis, and that really sets them apart from the Panasonic, the Sony, the Samsung, everybody else who's knocking out 3D TV, because they're still quite firmly behind the active system.
It's quite interesting as well, Sony are developing some products with much smaller screens for watching 3D and without glasses.
Well, that's right, yeah.
The theme, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got 3D camcorder with a viewer on, which doesn't require glasses. Yeah, I think LG have a 3D mobile phone, which the screen of which doesn't require glasses as well. So,
but of course, Toshiba's trying to pull that with bigger tellies that don't need glasses when they're talking 40 inches plus.
Yeah.
And reckon that those will be available between April 2011 and March 2012. I mean, bear in mind that it was last year when 3D TVs first came out that everybody was told don't expect glassless 3D TVs until at least 2014.
Is now the time? Should we decide now on what the word we're going to use instead of glassesless? Glassesless is one of the most unpleasant words I've ever heard, and we're going to have to decide on something else. I think.
3D.
Glasses free 3D.
Glasses free. I think that's the answer. Yeah, I never want to use the word glassesless ever again.
Yeah.
But
let's stop now.
Another technology we saw last year from Sharp was their quad pixel technology, and it's interesting that their new launch today with their 3D TVs, and they're saying that the link up there is that obviously the Quadtron technology actually improves 3D performance.
Yeah, but I mean, they certainly are making big claims for how much brighter it is than competing 3D. And I think that the dimness of 3D pictures has been kind of inherent in all the screens we've seen so far. So if this Quadtron technology can improve the brightness as well as offering this much wider colour palette, then that can only be a good thing. I mean, we've done one, isn't there? There's one in the January issue, isn't there? 60-inch Sharp 3D TV, but they're talking about 70 inches now with a massive raft of functionality on there as well.
Yeah. And of course, of all the press conferences we saw today, probably the most spectacular as a show in itself was the last one of the day, which was Sony's press conference, at which they announced a load of new products. And so here to talk to us about those is Sony's Eric Kingdon. Welcome, Eric. Join us over here on the sofa.
Hi.
So, Eric, TVs first. Of course, some exciting new launches. I think it was 27 new Bravia sets to be launched?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've announced at CES 27 new models. A lot of those are internet enabled. We believe that the consumer's looking for more active ways of being able to connect to their content everywhere and at any time. We're making new strides in new technologies to enable that kind of internet streaming, deliver better picture quality. For instance, in Blu-ray players, we've got models coming with a special kind of IP noise reduction. We call it IP Noise Reduction Pro. Also, of course, 3D. More and more of the models are turning into 3D, and we're building that 3D technology in as well.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about the flagship set, the HX929.
Yeah, that's the announcement that was made for the States. That's a beautiful looking TV that's got a dynamic edge lit system. It's got Wi-Fi built in. It has a whole variety of different Bravia internet video options. Now with that kind of thing, we're growing the number of kind of content, types of content and the kind of range of content that you can access. The big thing, of course, has been the launch of Curiosity,
Yes, of course.
which now, of course, in some markets you can get video on demand and you can get music. And because it's cloud-based, you don't have to worry about soaking up storage locally, so you can get access to your content when you want and through the TV. That particular television's got other things. It's got a new type of, I call it an engine processing system. So the picture quality's been improved, and we've applied something that we cut our teeth on in audio called superbit mapping, and this is applied for video processing to give you higher perceived resolution and quality of playback. So the picture quality is really quite something. It has extra things like USBs. Now with these you can actually do cool stuff, like you can get a passport drive, small hard disk drive, you can plug that in and you've got the ability to make hard disk recordings of content on it.
Yeah, it seems like the overall impression from today is that all the manufacturers are kind of racing to create sort of complete ecosystems for their products, because all the products are becoming more and more connected. And there's obviously quite a coherent vision behind what Sony are doing here.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Sony, being a company that's got a diverse interest in many areas of entertainment, you know, motion pictures, music, it's very important that we start to utilise that. And our aim, our mission, is to deliver more enjoyment, more entertainment through our hardware products. And, you know, that kind of ecosystem you referred to is a very good way of putting the way 3D is naturally developing, with the launch of camcorders now that can record 3D content, via computer that can play 3D content back. I mean, you can get on a plane, you can load up 3D into your Vio computer, the F-series model, put on a pair of glasses and watch 3D. You can take still pictures, play them back through your Bravia TV. You've got the facility to buy an all-in-one home theatre system with it built in, or a standalone player. So that kind of ecosystem makes sense in developing and nurturing 3D.
And what about the picture quality specifically with regards to 3D? Because I think we were sort of always hoping that after the first year of 3D, that in its second year, the picture processing technologies would develop to address some issues that have been raised around 3D performance.
Yeah, I mean, we believe that the active shutter glass system currently is the best method to deliver a full HD 3D high quality experience, and also the way of that operating we've already made great strides on in terms of minimising crosstalk and reducing.
And in terms of all the other products, I mean, what was the highlight for you, Simon?
Well, I don't know if it's the best product I've seen, but it's certainly the most intriguing. This Headman device, which I presume is going to make you look like an absolute nutter. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen that. No, it's basically, you remember, have you seen the Day the Earth Stood Still?
Yes.
Yeah. Or the second generation of Star Trek. It's just basically this headset, this massive sort of headset thing. So you've got apparently no crosstalk from there, because you've got...
It's a head-mounted 3D display.
That's right, but it's got
you've got it.
It's got audio as well.
Right.
And so apparently it eliminates crosstalk, because then you get a virtual huge screen and virtual high def sound, and you're going to sit there looking like a head case with your
or at least some kind of cyborg.
I think the Day the Earth Stood Still is what it made me think of more than anything. But God, if that works, that's going to be amazing, especially for games and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm quite intrigued by that. Yeah.
You should...
I'd like to try one on, Eric, please.
Oh, go on then. Go on. If you get the chance to try it. It's really something. It uses two full HD OLED panels, essentially, inside the headset system. And there is no crosstalk.
Right.
And it has built into it a multi-channel sound system. So when you completely immerse yourself inside it, which you might want to do, you might want to chill out, relax on your own. You may be in an environment where you can't have a big system playing for you. it's really quite something. You should try.
No,
it
I
out.
can see it. I can see where I might say, you know, I might just have half an hour to myself.
So
Yeah.
any idea when that might see the light of day?
It's I
Is
mean
it prototype stage?
it's a prototype. I mean we've showed some glassless 3D TV panels as well.
Right.
They're just prototypes. They're examples of technology and illustrate.
Glass free, please.
Sorry,
That's
glass
right.
free.
We've established that now.
Can't get the other words out. Glass free. They're examples of Sony's innovation and R&D being practically applied. And we don't have any commercial plans at the moment on nothing I can tell you. They're just prototypes. We still believe, you know, if you want a set that's going to give you great HD 2D performance and the best kind of quality of 3D, that the active shutter system at the moment is the best option, which is why we've, as we talked earlier, launched a new model, and in fact, you know, 27 of them.
27
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. Yeah.
So just lastly, there was some pretty bullish stuff in the press conference about television redefined was a word, was a phrase.
Get used to hearing that, I think.
Came out.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, I think the overall vision from us is to deliver more content, make it easy for people to get access to that content, to redefine the television experience, open up the possibilities of what, let's face it, the most important thing is in terms of an electronic device you have for entertainment in your home, to offer new ways of personalising experiences as well. I mean, we're into many different kinds of products and concepts, and if at the end of the day just one of them delivers a smile on your face, then we've achieved our objective, which is to entertain you.
Gets you right there, doesn't it?
So that's it, the end of the press conference day from CES here at Las Vegas. We'll be posting more video news tomorrow and another vidcast, so keep checking back here on whathifi.com.